What's up, good people, man? So, yesterday, Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, and stuff, I was watching a lot of WWE content, some former pay per views and stuff, and all that good stuff. And while I was watching some WWE content, on the network, the Peacock app and stuff, I had came to the realization that we are 1 week away. I don't know how this happened, but I just came to the realization that we are 1 week from yesterday, 1 week away from NXT Halloween Havoc, and I was like, oh man, like I didn't even do a prediction video because if you have followed the channel for quite some time, when it comes to these preview and prediction videos, I always like to do them a week in advance, because especially when most of the match cards filled up, and I always like to get my video out before all the other big wrestling YouTubers get it. They get their tens and thousands of views and all that good stuff. So I was like, you know, let me get it out a week in advance. So yes, we're not a week in advance now. Like we're just 6 days away from the show. The show's taking place October 22nd, next Saturday, NXT Halloween Havoc. So let's go ahead and get in right into this preview and predictions, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and all that good stuff. Remember to subscribe to the channel as well, as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. But right now, the small goal is to get to 1,930. So and I do think we can get it. But anyways, enough about all that. Let's get into these matches, man. So we got 6 matches on the card here. We're gonna start it out with the non-title matches here, man. First things first, we got an ambulance match, man, between Julius Creed and Damon Kemp. Two guys who was a part of Diamond Mine. Well, Julius Creed is a part of Diamond Mine. Damon Kemp, obviously not so much anymore, in an ambulance match. And the caveat at this is if Julius loses, then Brutus Creed will have to leave NXT. And I just, I can see maybe in the future, and I'm talking like maybe a few years from now, them not finally, but probably splitting, Diamond Mine up for good. A lot of people look at Julius Creed as someone who can be that, single star for sure. But now's not the time, and I don't think Brutus Creed is gonna leave NXT because I don't think Julius Creed is gonna lose. So I think Julius Creed is gonna get the win, and Damon Kemp is going in that ambulance. So it looks like he's gonna get a trip to the hospital. So Julius Creed for the win. Next, we have a spin the wheel, make the deal to be decided match. So I can't really give you a full on prediction on what type of match this is gonna be. Probably a Halloween Mayhem match or whatever, like no DQ. So one of those things. We'll probably find out on Tuesday. Apollo Crews versus Grayson. These guys have been feuding for quite some time now, where the feud will most likely reach its climax come the pay per view. I do got Apollo Crews winning. I feel like they're starting to build him up as a top contender in NXT. So obviously, in order to do that, you got to beat someone like Grayson Waller, who I won't necessarily say needs the win. I feel like he could kind of get away with losing on this show, but Apollo Crews for the win for sure. All right, so next you have a spin the wheel, make the deal, weapons wild match. Two former best friends, two former tag team partners, now bitter enemy. I sound like Triple H and Shawn Michaels saying that, considering that when they won the tag team titles, they took the picture with the Heartbreak Kid. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade. Guys, this should be a good one. Roxanne, by the way, I didn't say this in the SmackDown review, but Roxanne looked really good in her SmackDown main roster debut. I mean, you could tell they call it a prodigy for a reason. I can definitely see her being hot, shotted up to the main roster. Hell, she could lose this match and very well go up to the main roster. Like, you could look at Roxanne and be like, she don't need the NXT Women's title. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just put her on the main roster right now if you want her to. Like I said, she looked good. WWE officials were really liking what she was doing on SmackDown as well. So who's gonna win this match? I still think they're gonna give it to Roxanne though, man. Cora won the first one. I think Roxanne's gonna win this one. Yeah, Roxanne's gonna get the win, man, and this should be a really good match. I think this should be a really underrated banger of the night per se. Um, kind of like this next match should be, man. We got a ladder match. This should be another good one. A ladder match for the Vacant NXT North American Championship. This could, some may say this could be probably the second best match of the night right here. Carmelo Hayes versus Aura Mensa versus Wesley versus Von Wagner. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. Versus Nathan Frazier. No offense to Von Wagner. For the vacant NXT North American title. Obviously, Solo Sikoa, the one, had to vacate the championship because he, wasn't really qualified for the match. But anyways, this should be a really good one, man. I don't know why. I feel like they're going to give it to Wesley. I don't know why. I feel like, I think it's time for Carmelo Hayes to go after the NXT title. I feel that way that could happen. Depending on who wins the main event, which we'll get into. But, I feel like they're going to give it to Wesley. I don't know. Something tells me they might give it to Wesley. Nathan Frazier, I feel like that's down the line, not now. So, and Von Wagner, I know everybody's going to be like, why Von Wagner? He sucks. So I know the crowd ain't going to be too happy with that. Or Mensa, I don't know, not really. But I think they might give it to Wesley. So I'm predicting Wesley for the win. So we got the NXT Women's Championship on the line. We got Mandy Rose versus Albe Fire. Y'all, next Wednesday will mark 1 year. Not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday following Halloween Havoc. So the Tuesday after will mark 1 year since Mandy Rose won the NXT Women's Championship from the former ladder, Raquel Rodriguez. And, I don't know, man. I feel like they're setting up Alba to get the win here. Like, Alba's been getting a lot of momentum. Every time Alba's been going after Mandy, Mandy's just been leaving and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll probably see what happens on, come Tuesday. But I feel like they're gonna give Alba Fire the win, which it's fine, her being the one to dethrone Mandy. I don't really have no real problem with that necessarily. But yeah, and I think that could be, that'll be it for Mandy and Toxic's reign. The official go up to the main roster, and this should be a really good match, and. If this is the last time we see Mandy in NXT, well, what a run it was for her, because this was her best run to date. Mandy's been killing it, man. So hopefully she can do the same once she and Toxic Attraction officially go up to the main roster. But what will be the main event? This is going to be a really good one here, man. Triple threat match for the NXT Championship. You got Braun Breaker versus Ian Dragunov versus JD McDuffin. I am stuck. Really stuck with this because I feel like Braun could retain the title, but at the same time, I feel like they might give it to Ian Dragunov. So with that being said, I do think Braun Breaker could very well retain his title. Now, if Dragunov wins, I don't got no problem with that. Dragunov's cool, but I feel like they might give the win to Braun, because I feel like then you could set up Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title down the later road, and then obviously Hayes could be the one to dethrone Braun. And then you send Braun up to the main roster, some stuff like that. But, and the way you could do that is obviously with JD McDuffin, you can have him take the pin. So Dragunov's not going to look weak if he, especially if he's not involved in how the match ends. So, yeah, this would be a really good show, though, for the most part. 6 matches on the card, but we all know, man, NXT, they be pulling out them underrated bangers. And, I hope you guys enjoyed my NXT Halloween Havoc 2022 preview and predictions. Again, remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and all that good stuff. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.